I don't wish for anything anymore except for them to be protected and loved and happy.
Hello, welcome back to Season 2 of Sleepless in Dubai. My name's Julie Mallon and we're here filming live from Baby Expo, which is the first of its kind of a family event, which is all about children, everything to do with parenting. So, as I've said, I am a sleep expert, corporate speaker, but most importantly, I'm the mother of 3 beautiful daughters. And so now I would like to really start our conversation of everything sleep with my wonderful guest, Joelle. Now, normally this is where I would give an explanation of what they do, but honestly, Joelle has got so many hats, I'm going to leave Joelle to do that.
Hi, Julie.
Hi, thank you.
How are you? Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome.
On your beautiful show, your beautiful podcast.
So if you could just give us an expansion of what you do.
Oh my God.
I know.
I'm going to do it very quick. So I studied makeup artistry in the UK. I was very lucky after a lot of hard work. I ended up working for Sony Records. And I worked with a lot of amazing artists and Jamiroquai, Good Charlotte, the Ketchup Girls, international stars and British stars. Then I came to Dubai on holiday and ended up staying here to do my TV show, which was like the What Not to Wear, Susanna, do you remember?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I was obsessed with that show. And I always dreamt as a makeup artist and stylist to do the same for the Arab countries. So again, I don't want to say very lucky, but I think like hard work puts you in the right place and at the right time. The show stayed on for 14 consecutive years. And because of that show was all about transformations and visiting salons and plastic surgery, doctors and dentists, then I built my own business. I took advantage in a way of my fame on television. And I opened my first chain of Maison de Joelle, the beauty salons. Today we have 13. And then I opened Clinica Joelle, where we have plastic surgeons, dermatologists, dentists, laser experts, slimming experts. And today we have 12. And I have my hair care, skincare line, as well as my lenses, which I'm wearing, which you don't need with your lovely blue eyes.
Thank you.
And I have also dupe. Dupe is my baby products line, which I'm so proud of, and I'm wearing green today because of that, because it's the first line. There's the green apple scent. I've got my green apple here as well. And this is what we're doing here at the Expo, Baby Expo. We've got the Dubai, we have the dupe line exhibited at the Baby Expo.
So being Irish, I'm very happy, everything green, so I'm very happy. But, you know, there were so many elements there about, first of all, exactly as you were saying, of course, we all need an element of luck, but I think we mustn't underestimate the power of resilience and the power of hard work.
Oh, I love that resilience, because that's what I discovered now, how resilient I am. And I've discovered also how dedicated. Our dedication has no limits.
Yeah.
And it's being tested, especially right now, and we are all going through that. I just do not know how to give up.
So, again, you know, this conversation is so timely. So I was speaking to my brother last night.
Yeah.
So I'm the eldest of 5.
Okay.
And I was speaking to my baby brother, Christopher, last night. And he was saying about the young generation that he is working with, he finds them really challenging. Now, I challenged him on that, because I said, that's not fair, Christopher. That is down to us. You know, we are growing an adult, we are not growing a child. And I truly believe that we as adults, with the young generation that's coming up, we have a place, we have a responsibility, a duty of care to teach about that resilience. Now, apologies for bringing it back to sleep, but I honestly and truly say to my parents, resilience is not born, resilience is learned. And one of the first experiences that yes, I really do.
I feel like it's personality, no?
That has part of it, but it also is how we are showing our children about how to move through things that are hard.
Yeah.
So, for example, when I do my sleep work, it is never, ever the cry it out, because nobody learns through being left. And so we, as parents, we want to help our children walk alongside them. Now, many, many years ago, when my 3 children were small, my 3 daughters, maybe 3, 6, and 9, I was reading an Irish novel by one of our scholars, James Joyce. Now, in that book, he was talking about his lover, and it said, "I want my greatest presence to be felt in my absence."
Oh,
now,
wow.
for me,
Wow.
that spoke to me, in that was the mother that I wanted to be for my 3 daughters.
Yes.
And that's what, as parents, we want to bring our children up to know, that no matter where they are in the world, they are loved.
Yes.
And so they can do anything. But that's where the resilience come in, because if their foundations are that of being accepted, regardless of whether they are being happy, whether they are being difficult, it doesn't matter.
It's so funny what you're saying. Like, I find myself, I know every mother loves her children, but maybe I love them extra. I don't know. I don't know. Like, everything that I think of since I've had my first son 22 years ago, it's just all about him. He's just my priority. Like, I don't blow out a candle on my birthday apart from praying for his safety and his happiness. I don't wish for anything anymore except for them to be protected and loved and happy. And I feel like the way I've done it for my children since day one, I say I love you so many times a day that I don't say, like, hi mommy, hi Eda, hi baby, how are you? I miss you, I love you. We don't say goodbye. Like in the morning, hi mama, I love you. It's like it has become not just a habit, but it's like that feeling is so strong in the family. I find that my kids are very grounded, they're very mature, and what is the worst thing for them is if they realize that I'm upset from them. I give them so much love, so much attention, so much of me that they cannot tolerate if I'm ever disappointed in them. And I think that is so powerful as well.
So I was speaking with a parent yesterday, and again, with so many things within that conversation. First of all, we're talking about building foundations. You know, the stronger we build these foundations, from the beginning, you know, there's a wonderful psychologist called Erickson. And Erickson talks about the 8 stages of life that we go through from the cradle through to the grave. And the first year...
Well, that's so nice. They made it very quick there.
I know, but it's putting a lot of responsibility on a parent, and it can be scary, but it's not if we understand. But the first year is all about building trust versus mistrust. And I think that's where we need to be helping our parents know that actually trusting that we are enough for our children,
yes.
And that's what they will take from that. Now, yesterday with this parent, we were talking about behavioral issues, and I was giving an example of how we can notice when this little girl was being what we want her to be for her. So I said, you know, if she did something that was really helpful, like she was said something kind to her baby sister or to the helper, and then you as a parent would go and say, do you know, I saw what you did then, and that was really, really lovely. What is not helpful to our children is if you say, I saw what you did and that made me very happy, because that's not our children's responsibility to make us happy.
So true.
We want to enable our children to find what's going to make them happy.
Yeah.
And only when we can enable our children will they be the best versions of themselves.
I also read something recently which says, don't tell children, I'm so proud of you. Oh, that makes me feel so proud of you. You have to say, I'm so proud of you, and you should be proud of yourselves. They need to know that what they're doing goes back to them, that they should be proud of themselves, not just to satisfy our needs to be proud of them.
Yeah.
They need to satisfy their own.
From a neuroscience perspective, we can take this even further.
Yeah.
So there's lots of studies now that are showing that when we're basically raising praise junkies, where they can't do anything without being praised.
Yeah.
And ultimately, what we really want to be working at is praising our children's efforts. Because in the workplace, nobody's going to be telling them how incredible they are. And so we as parents need to be really guiding them through. So again, if they come to you with a drawing that they have done, it's not like saying, oh, that's incredible, you are such an artist. We are wanting to be saying, oh, I love the colors that you're using. Talk to me about the colors. Or, again, I saw how you picked up your bag and brought that to the room. Thank you for that. And that's we're praising their efforts. Now, with these studies that they're looking at, they're saying that children are struggling to achieve academically because they believe we have told them, you are so clever, you are so smart, that they don't need to study for exams, because I've been told. So we need to move away from praising their ego and praising what they are doing. And that's
praising the action.
Yes, praising the action. Okay, so we need to bring this back because there's so much to talk about the success of your business, particularly, as the mother of 3 daughters and being in the workplace as a woman. We want to show our children that there is no glass ceiling. And so what would be one of your biggest challenges within the workplace if we're looking at navigating that juggling with your family and your other babies, which is also your companies?
Yes. So it's very hard. I'm not going to make it seem like it's easy. It's not an easy ride. I think it's harder on me than it is on my children, to be super honest, because I've created a very good system for them, but I'm the one feeling with the guilt. I'm the one feeling exhausted. I'm the one who's prioritizing them, my work, instead of prioritizing anything for me, because there's no more time left for me and what I need. But I'm so happy to be achieving a lot for them, for us as a family, and to be also an inspiration for my children. But also at the same time, I want to make sure that I give enough time for them, dedicated just for them, not to be shared with anybody else. So it's very hard to do that balance. It's exhausting. Till now, this week, it's been so tough for me. I haven't seen my son at all. I saw him literally for a few minutes. But one good thing I say that I'm lucky with, the system that I have around me. So I have my husband who's very supportive. He doesn't bring me down because I'm spending a lot of hours at work. I have my mother who supports me, that she also has her eye on Nathan. I have a very good nanny for him. He has a driver to be able to take him to activities, so he's not just coming home from school and just sitting and doing nothing. So the system is important.
Now, that is very important what you just said, because I know that my greatest cheerleaders, apart from my team, who are just incredible, but my greatest cheerleaders are my family, my husband, Kieran, and my 3 daughters. They couldn't be more proud. So it is having that system. But I also feel that as women, we have a much bigger pot of guilt. Anyway, I'm really sorry, but we now have to go to a break. And so can't wait for you to come back. Thank you.
Havea's mission is to create sustainable, non-toxic sleep solutions that support healthier lives and a healthier planet. And so we've partnered with Nurtured Sleep to create the ultimate organic mattress for little dreamers. Made from certified organic latex, breathable, durable, non-toxic, and no off-gassing. With a soft, washable bamboo cover, it's easy for parents and safe for baby. Ultimately fully organic and available in 3 sizes. Visit havea.ae to learn more.
So, welcome back to Sleepless in Dubai. Now, the last conversation was about how I honestly feel that as mothers, as women, we have a much bigger bag of guilt. I can remember, and it's 36 years ago, I was going back for my first day back to my paid work, and I said goodbye to my eldest daughter, Tara, and my husband just said goodbye, and I remember saying, is that it? My heart is being pulled from me because I'm saying goodbye to my daughter. And Kieran, he just walked and said goodbye. Now, I want to discuss this a little bit more.
Remember what I said just before we went on the break? The worst part about what you do as a mumpreneur when you have kids is the guilt. The guilt. What I've I did something years ago. My daughter now is 13. I lived with the guilt throughout my son's life. Then Ella came along, and Ella, her personality, she likes to be pampered. She feels like she deserves to have it all. It's just her attitude. So when she was 6 years old, I bought her a horse because she loved horse riding. And I thought I'm going to buy her own horse. I felt like I'm working so hard, that guilt of not being with her all the time. I want to give her the world. I want to give her everything that I can. So I bought her the horse to make her so happy on her 6th birthday. A few months later, in school, they had an activity where they said, what do you want to be when you're older? So she said, I want to be a star like my mom. And then 1 week later, she changed her mind. So she said to her nanny, I don't want to be like my mom because I want to spend time with my children. Can you imagine? That was like, not a knife, but a sword. Literally a sword through my heart and my gut. So then I walked into her bedroom. I remember the weekend used to be Friday, Saturday. It was Friday. I walked to her bedroom, and I always, Friday, Saturday is for my children. I don't do anything. I don't see friends. I don't do my manicures. It's just for my children. I go to her bedroom and I lie on her bed, and just like very nicely and gently, I say, Ella, I heard you don't want to work like mommy. I said, listen, my love, if you want, I can give up work today. I can send an email and I will never go to work again. I'll stay with you at home. Then, but we have to give away your horse because I cannot afford to feed and house your horse. We have to also give away your car that takes and brings you from school. We have to share as a family just one car. Said also, we can never go to the Maldives anymore because I won't be able to afford it without my job. Said, and we have to move to another smaller house where you share your bedroom with your brother like I did when I was young because I can't afford such a big house. And I swear, Julie, on the spot, I know she was only 6.5, but she's still very intelligent. She said, no, mommy, I changed my mind, go back to work. That made me feel relief that now it's her decision. She's telling me, actually, no, I want my luxury. I like what you've given me. I'm enjoying it. And it's okay, I spend the weekends with you. You still give me time, but I prefer to have what I have than to have you at home with me a bit of time.
Again, just expanding on that conversation, there are so many elements to that conversation. If we're looking at our role as a parent, if we can not be emotional, if we can front load, if we can work with our prefrontal cortex, which our children are not, then we can be the best parents to our teachers, to our children. We can be their emotional coach, not their emotional judge. But what you did there, you front-loaded and you went in and you gave it.
I gave her the choice.
Yeah.
And honestly,
Yeah.
I'm not joking.
No.
If she had said, yeah, Mom, I don't care about all of that. I want you with me. Honestly, at that time, I would have honestly decided to leave it all behind. Because I feel like I'm doing all of this, not just, and I'm not going to lie here, I'm known for being very honest and transparent. Of course, I am addicted to success. I'm not addicted to money. This is why it's very easy for me to spend all the money that I make. I'm addicted to succeeding. I'm addicted to what we're saying now, wanting that pat on the back. I want that. I want that all the time. So that's why every time I build a brand, and that's it. It's alive. It's up and running. I need to build something else. I want more pats on the back. What if my daughter that day said, and I was not trying to make her feel guilty, I was like, because of you, I'm working. No. I said, Ella, you can't have what you have. It's simple.
No. And
but
again,
when she said, no, go back to work, I was like, okay, I felt good that, okay, she's enjoying what she has. She wants what she has. I'm going to keep on giving her all of my spare time. That's not going to change. I'm going to give her all the love in the world, all the support in the world. But she's helped me feel less guilty about working long hours.
And, okay, again, I'm just wondering where I can go with that. If we're looking at any of our relationships, be it with our children, be it with our partner, be it within the workplace, if there is a disconnect or generally that there has been a miscommunication. So for you and Ella to learn very, very early on in your relationship about the power of communication.
Yeah.
Communication and connection, really, really important. But equally, I know that our children are our greatest teachers. I know my second daughter, Melissa, my second daughter, and she knows this, I'm not saying anything else to, that she really taught me about parenting is about really teaching and not connecting. And I think my daughter Melissa learned that I was not about power. Because if there is an imbalance of power, if we as parents or anywhere in the workplace, at home, if one person is holding all the power, it's very uneven and we're not in a healthy space. Yeah. And it's the same with our children about bringing that
It's so
balance.
true, Julie, because I give my kids so much power that I like to empower them. I like them to feel that the way that we're living our life, they have an input on that. They're not being dictated. Like sometimes some people would see me, for example, Ella might say, oh, I want an ice cream, but she hasn't had the dinner yet. Well, I don't mind, it's not the end of the world. She's not going to die from starvation. You know, it's okay. And I say to her, Ella, but you might not be hungry after that ice cream, but it's your choice. I always like to give them that room of making their decision. And sometimes I let them do things that I know that are wrong. And when they fall, I say, well, you need to trust mommy. Like when I tell you something, because I love you, you're my daughter, but I'm not trying to dictate, Ella. I'm just giving you my advice. So try to listen to mommy more. This is also going to build that trust between us. When I'm telling you something, I'm telling you because I love you. I love you the most.
Yeah. But it's also, and she's asked that question a couple of times, because all three daughters of mine will say, who do you love the most? And I know that Ella has asked that of you in a very fun way. Yeah. But just in terms of trusting, we also want to be able to allow our children to make the natural consequences. They're very often, I will say to parents, if we're trying to find a way of being the best parent that we can be, I want you to think about who is the best CEO that you have ever worked with? Who is the best teacher that you've ever worked with? And then look at why. Ask the question why. And it will be that CEO allowed me to fail. That CEO allowed me to make mistakes. That CEO was there to help and support me through it. And if we can do that with our children, that's what's going to help them in the workplace as well. So natural consequences, yes, we need to guide them, say, no, let's do this. And the other thing that I often say to my parents, going back to the guilt factor, is I have many parents who, particularly mothers, now not always, but particularly mothers, and they, I know, feel very guilty about not being at home. And I will say to them, you have to make peace about being in that workplace, because that is going to be projected on your children that you are doing something wrong. And we want our children to know that as adults, if they choose to work, to be in that workplace when they are adults, it's okay. Yeah. So we are really about building a hardwiring of their brain to give them those choices when they are an adult. So we need to bring this, as always, about sleep. So tell me about your sleep.
Oh my God. So, okay, I'm going to tell you something that might shock you. So I do not function without a lot of sleep. I need and I have to sleep. So when my first child was born, Bailey, I remember I couldn't deal with the sleep deprivation. I used to go to my mom's house and just like hand over Bailey, say, Mom, please let me have that one good night's sleep. And I always feel guilty, like of other moms that couldn't do that, didn't have the support system. And I would think I would be another person. I'd be another kind of mom. I'd be short-tempered. I'd be tired, exhausted. I wouldn't have like the same patience with my baby. I wouldn't show so much love, because every time I had a very good night's sleep, I would wake up and I had so much love for my baby, so much tolerance, so much energy. Yeah. And ever since, I realized that my medicine was sleep. It's just sleep. So thank God I have a good system around me. I make sure that I get my sleep. But during the day, like I'm really hands-on, I'm tolerant, I'm happy, I'm patient, and I can give my children the best of me. But without sleep, I cannot give the best of me.
Oh, I couldn't have put it any better. So thank you so much,
Julie,
for this conversation. And I really, really welcomed all of the elements that we have discussed. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So, just to wrap up, I don't know where to go with this because there has been so many, but apart from to say that Joelle has given us the most perfect example of sleep is not a luxury. Sleep is a biological necessity. And for your superpower, be the best that you can be by getting your best night's sleep. So thank you.